Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about the new movie Madam Web, which hits theaters on Valentine's Day, February 14th, tomorrow. Now, I've got to tell you that when I first heard Madam Web was going to be the lead character in a new Sony Marvel verse, whatever you want to call it, film, I was like, okay, interesting. But then when I saw that they cast Dakota Johnson, who I love, by the way, I'm a fan of hers, I was like, huh, Madam Web's supposed to be like really old. Interesting. Then I see the rest of the cast, who I love. Listen, Dora, I will forever call her Dora the Explorer. I'm so sorry, but that is who I'm going to call you. And then we've got Sydney Sweeney, who I love as well. And I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at this cast. Okay, we've also got Adam Scott, who I think is hilarious. Then I saw the movie, and it's a movie. Now, I will say when we get the costumes, the girls in their costumes, they look incredible. They look phenomenal. They look so good. The costumes look great. The problem is we have, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes of screen time, maybe three of screen time of them in their costumes. So that's a real bummer. We get a lot of action, of course, and the action is fun. It's good. It's entertaining. It doesn't look great always, but it's a good time, right? I love a good action sequence, and we do get several of those. So that was great. Although we don't get to see the girls really fighting in them. A little bit in like, I don't want to give it away, but there's a little bit, and that's about it. There's no end credit or mid credit scene. The problem with this is the dialogue is really bad. Like, there's a lot of lines that I think they thought were going to be funny, and they're just like, huh, okay. Like, there was some real cringe dialogue, you guys. Like, I'm talking very, very stupid lines. And then the viral line from the trailer that everybody knows, wasn't even in the movie, which they did with Morbius, and that was extremely frustrating. And now they're doing it again with Madam Web. So that in itself was annoying. Now, the story itself is not awful. It's not awful, but it's not good. And the way that they do things, like there's this one time where she goes away for a week, and boy, oh boy, they've got to tell you 17 times that she's gone for a week, and you're kind of like, I get the point. Which was very frustrating to me. It really was, because I really wanted to at least have fun with this movie, and I didn't. I really, really didn't. Like I said, the dialogue is really bad. The villain, let me tell you about the villain. It's such a weak villain, and it makes me so upset because you guys know, if you've been around my channel for a while, I love a good villain. I feel like a superhero movie needs a good villain. And we just didn't get a good villain. We see him, and then we don't see him for like 30 years, and all of a sudden he's this different person with a costume and powers, and we're like, we didn't get any explanation there, and I don't know if this explanation ended up on the cutting room floor. Like, I don't know what happened, or if they just were like, hey, meh, figure it out. It's not that hard to figure out. It's not. He's a spider. Like, okay. But still, like, I feel like we need to have something to see how he got to where he got from the last time we saw him, and we've got nothing. Again, with like, here's the thing. If you took out probably, I don't know, 5 minutes of this movie, you wouldn't even know it's connected to the Marvel Sonyverse, whatever you want to call it. You really wouldn't. The Spider-Verse, I don't know what you want to call it, but you wouldn't know it because we barely get anybody in their costumes. And when we do get the bad guy in his costume, like, that's it. There's no other connection to Marvel at all. I guess Adam Scott's name is Ben Parker, so there's that. We have that connection, but like, there's not like any real connection to it being a part of this universe at all, which is a little bit frustrating. It's the dialogue. It's the cringe dialogue. It's really bad, stupid lines that really is what ruins this movie. It has a great cast, and they do what they can with this film, but they were not given a lot to work with. Adam Scott is great. I really enjoyed Adam Scott. He's not around a lot, but I had a lot of fun with him when he is in this movie. But some of the stuff, it's very convenient, right? Certain things, which happens a lot in movies, but like really some of this stuff is like, boy, she really showed up the second after they left. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And some of the decisions that were made are so dumb. I don't don't know. I was really, really upset, you guys, because I really wanted to at least, like I said, be entertained, right? It doesn't have to be a great movie. It doesn't have to be a good movie, but I just want to be entertained. And I wasn't. I was bored. It was making me tired. This is 2 hours long. Had this been a solid 90 minutes and they cut some stuff out, I might have had a better time with it. There's all this time when it's the week when she's gone and she's in the Amazon and you're just kind of like, all right, like I get it. This is their like, here's the revelation. Here's what's happening. But it was just too much and it, almost too much too late, if that makes sense. Because you finally kind of understand stuff. The villain's motivation is like barely there. I guess his motivation is to stay alive. Maybe, which I guess makes sense. But I don't know. I just was really sad and really upset. And I really wanted it to be better. And it was not. So I'm sorry, guys. That's kind of my opinion. I give it a 1 out of 5 because the costumes look amazing. I loved the costumes. I had a blast with the costumes for the 2 minutes they were on screen. And I think the girls looked great. The ending, they're very much clearly setting up for a sequel, or they were expecting a sequel. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get one. I'd be very surprised if we got one. It just was not for me, you guys, unfortunately. But hopefully you have a good time when you go see Madam Web. Let me know if you're excited for it and if you're going to check it out down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at mamasgeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.